Elon Musk was having one of those rare, peaceful afternoons. After days of back-to-back meetings and brainstorming sessions about Mars colonization and revolutionary technologies, he decided to take a breather. Dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans, Elon pulled up to a modest Taco Bell drive-thru in a low-profile electric vehicle, wanting to enjoy a quick and quiet meal away from the limelight. He parked his car, opting to head inside rather than use the drive-thru, hoping the casual environment would help him blend in. As he entered, the familiar scent of seasoned beef, melted cheese, and warm tortillas filled the air. The restaurant was moderately busy, with families enjoying their meals and employees moving briskly to fulfill orders. Elon glanced at the menu overhead, contemplating whether to go with a Crunchwrap Supreme or stick with the classic soft tacos. Just as he stepped forward in line, two young boys sitting at a corner table caught his attention. They couldn't have been older than 10 or 11, their school backpacks tossed carelessly on the floor beside them. They were leaning in close to each other, whispering animatedly, their expressions a mix of excitement and worry. Elon's sharp ears picked up snippets of their conversation over the ambient chatter. "He's like the richest man in the world, right?" one boy said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Yeah, but what if he says no?" the other replied, nervously glancing around the restaurant. "We can't just ask him for help. He's probably too busy or doesn't care." Elon's curiosity piqued. They didn't appear to recognize him, but the fact that they were discussing him so openly made him pause. Intrigued, he decided to keep listening discreetly. "We have to try," the first boy insisted. "If we don't, Mom's going to lose the house. She's already working double shifts. It's not fair." Elon's heart sank. He had heard countless stories of families struggling to make ends meet, but seeing these young kids so worried about their mother's burden struck a chord deep within him. He remembered his own humble beginnings and the struggles his family faced before he found success. A sense of purpose ignited within him. When it was his turn to order, Elon quickly requested his meal, but his mind was elsewhere. He discreetly watched the boys as they continued their hushed conversation, their taco wrappers untouched. He knew he had to approach them, but he wanted to do it in a way that wouldn't intimidate or embarrass them. After receiving his tray of food, Elon walked over to a table near the boys and sat down. He made a show of taking a bite of his taco, giving them time to notice him. It didn't take long. One of the boys froze mid-sentence, his eyes going wide as he finally recognized the man sitting nearby. "Dude," the boy whispered, nudging his friend. "Is that?" The other boy turned, his jaw dropping. "It is. That's Elon Musk." Elon looked up and offered them a friendly smile. "Hey there, guys. I couldn't help but overhear a bit of your conversation. Sounds like you've got something on your mind. Want to talk about it?" The boys exchanged nervous glances. Finally, the braver of the two spoke up. "We didn't mean to bother you, Mr. Musk. It's just we were talking about my mom. She's having a really hard time right now, and we thought maybe you could help. But it's okay. You're probably super busy." Elon set his taco down and leaned forward, his expression earnest. "I'm never too busy to help someone in need. Tell me more about what's going on." Encouraged by Elon's kindness, the boys opened up. They explained how their mother, a single parent, had been struggling to pay the bills ever since their dad passed away. Despite working multiple jobs, she was on the verge of losing their home. They had heard about Elon's generosity and thought he might be their only hope. Moved by their story, Elon nodded thoughtfully. "You know, when I was your age, my family didn't have much either. But one thing I learned is that when people come together, amazing things can happen. Let's see what we can do." The boy's eyes lit up with hope. "Really? You'd help us?" Elon smiled. "Absolutely. But first, let's make sure your mom is okay with this. Do you have her phone number?" One of the boys quickly scribbled the number on a napkin and handed it to Elon. He stepped outside to make the call, leaving the boys buzzing with excitement. Their whispers turned into animated chatter as they speculated about what might happen next. When Elon returned, he had a warm smile on his face. "Your mom is amazing. She's working so hard for you, too. I've got an idea that might help, but I'll need her permission to move forward. She's agreed to meet me after her shift tonight. How about we surprise her together?" The boys nodded eagerly, their excitement barely contained. Elon spent the next few hours getting to know them, sharing stories from his own childhood and answering their curious questions about rockets, electric cars, and life on Mars. By the time their mother arrived, they felt like they were talking to an old friend. When their mom walked into the restaurant, still in her work uniform and looking visibly exhausted, her expression shifted to shock as she spotted Elon Musk sitting with her sons. She hurried over, an apology already on her lips. "Mr. Musk, I'm so sorry if my boys bothered you. They didn't mean any harm." Elon stood and extended a hand. "No need to apologize. Your sons are incredible kids, and they've been telling me about how hard you've been working to support them. I wanted to see how I could help." Tears welled up in her eyes as she listened to her boys recount their conversation with Elon. She was hesitant at first, pride and practicality warring within her, but Elon's sincerity and warmth won her over. He explained that he wanted to cover their overdue bills and set up a fund to ensure they wouldn't have to worry about losing their home again. "But this isn't just about money," Elon added. "It's about creating opportunities. I'd like to connect you with some resources to help you find a better job or even start your own business if that's something you're interested in." Overwhelmed with gratitude, the mother could only nod as tears streamed down her face. Her boys hugged her tightly, their relief and joy palpable. True to his word, Elon worked with his team to ensure the family's immediate financial needs were met. But he didn't stop there. He introduced the mother to a network of professionals who helped her secure a well-paying job that aligned with her skills. He also made sure the boys had access to educational programs and mentorship opportunities to nurture their potential. The story quickly went viral, touching hearts around the world. But for Elon, it wasn't about the headlines or the praise. It was about making a tangible difference in the lives of people who needed it most. Months later, as the family settled into their new chapter, the boys wrote a heartfelt letter to Elon, thanking him for believing in them and their mom when they felt like the world had turned its back. Elon kept the letter on his desk as a reminder of why he did what he did. Not for fame or fortune, but for moments like this, where a small act of kindness could change lives forever. The months following Elon's intervention brought a cascade of positive changes for the family. Their home was no longer under threat of foreclosure, and the boys found themselves thriving at school. Their newfound stability allowed them to focus on their studies and extracurricular activities. One of the boys, inspired by Elon, began dreaming of becoming an engineer. He started tinkering with small robotics projects, using a starter kit that Elon had personally gifted him. The mother, now in a more secure position, decided to give back to her community. She started volunteering at a local shelter, helping other families who were going through tough times. Inspired by Elon's example, she began advocating for affordable housing initiatives and became a voice of hope for struggling single parents. Meanwhile, Elon's team kept in touch with the family, ensuring they had access to the resources they needed. The boys were invited to tour Tesla's factory, where they got to see cutting-edge technology up close. The experience only deepened their fascination with innovation and their determination to build a brighter future. One day, during a follow-up visit, Elon surprised the family with a scholarship fund in their name. "This isn't just for your education," he explained. "It's a way to remind others that every small step we take to help someone can lead to something incredible. Your story is proof of that." The scholarship fund quickly gained traction, with donations pouring in from people inspired by the family's journey. It became a beacon of hope for other children in need, helping them achieve their dreams against all odds. The boys, now young men, grew up to become leaders in their fields, always remembering the day a chance encounter at Taco Bell changed their lives forever. As for Elon, he carried the memory of that afternoon with him wherever he went. It became a testament to his belief that no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. And while he continued to push the boundaries of what humanity could achieve, he never forgot the simple power of listening, caring, and taking action when it mattered most. Years later, as Elon Musk delivered a keynote speech at an event celebrating humanitarian achievements, he shared the story of the Taco Bell encounter. "It reminded me," he said, "that technology and innovation are powerful tools, but the real measure of progress is how we treat each other. When we uplift those in need, we uplift humanity as a whole. The audience erupted in applause, but for Elon, the real reward was knowing that a small gesture had sparked a chain reaction of positivity. The family's story continued to inspire countless others, proving that even in the busiest moments of life, there's always time to make a difference.